water supply schemes in developing Asia are often built as small, simple operations and managed outside the main water utility firms. Operations are therefore expected to be unsophisticated, non-bureaucratic, and inexpensive. A few years back, my team evaluated an ADB financed rural water supply project in Sri Lanka and found that this was not the case. Rural water schemes under this project were not sustainable. Creating a rural water scheme to a village brings clean and safe water close to village homes. The provision of safe drinking water brings health benefits and frees up time for households to better manage their homes and livelihoods, especially for women. When rural water schemes are initiated, a whole lot of assistance flows in form of development partners like ADB, government's main water and other utility agencies, various stakeholders. Yet, when operations start, village communities alone are left to manage their water schemes. Unfortunately, most village communities have insufficient managerial and administrative skills and lack the technical know-how. They depend on small and irregular village-based water revenues, and a big part of these revenues is spent on electricity bills, mainly to run their small water pumps continuously. I then asked myself, what does it take for ADB to make rural water schemes sustainable after they are implemented? Let me start with 3 interesting observations we saw from the Sri Lankan ADB project. First, rural water schemes had a low success rate. Out of the 228 rural water schemes, only 135, about 60%, were operational after just 5 years. Second, there was an overwhelming demand for drinking water from these rural water schemes. Mainly due to overuse of agrochemicals in the region where these water schemes were implemented, groundwater became severely contaminated and the villagers experienced chronic kidney diseases. As a result, the government retrofitted small reverse osmosis water treatment plants to operational water schemes. And these schemes became the sole source for safe and affordable drinking water to these villages. So, the ADB financing resulted in an unexpected solution to address a health crisis and an important driver for sustained operations of these schemes. The small village water operations constantly struggled to cater to the extraordinary demand and always required supplementary finance and other resources for expansion. Our third observation was that successful schemes had a high degree of women participation. Let me use 2 examples. Dayavati is the chairwoman of Kalukale People's Company Rural Water Schemes, and Chandra is a long-serving woman member in the Pivithuru Jalakanda Rural Water Scheme. They both were very successfully managing their rural water scheme operations. Based on these 3 observations, I saw a unique relationship between water, women, and entrepreneurship. Coupled with what I learned on social entrepreneurship during my MBA, I produced an ADB knowledge product in June 2020, and here is why I believe this combination can result in the desired sustainability. Women who manage rural water schemes at their best do not see the schemes as small businesses. They also do not see themselves as entrepreneurs. For instance, Dayavati turned around the operations and fortunes of her rural scheme through her hard work and sheer intuitive entrepreneurial skills. She took the scheme savings accounts from a mere $4 to a $3,300 just in few years. Similarly, Chandra took the risk to pawn her own jewelry to fill a financing gap for her water scheme operations. Though they wanted to take their water schemes to the next level, they needed 2 things: finance and entrepreneurial skills. So, returning to the question on how ADB can support post-investment sustainability of these water schemes, or rather, how can women be trained for entrepreneurial skills and assisted financially to grow and expand their water schemes? I realized that potential answers lie in synergies with other ADB projects and coming out of a sectoral silo approach. I needed to look toward non-water sector projects. Let me explain using 2 possibilities. The ADB Finance Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises line of credit project in Sri Lanka could be perfectly aligned for the needs of the rural water supply schemes. This line of credit project could provide soft loans to these rural water schemes where, coupled with the Women Entrepreneurs Finance Initiative Trust Fund, 20% of the loans are provided as grants for eligible women entrepreneurs and women-led businesses. This project comes with resources to provide training and other business skills to improve entrepreneurial abilities of borrowers. Similarly, the ADB Finance Rooftop Solar Power Generation project could also be linked to the rural water schemes. This project could provide small soft loans to install rooftop solar panels and reduce electricity costs of these rural water schemes. Savings then could be used to expand their rural water operations. Imagine how much women in rural water schemes could benefit from participating in these two non-water sector projects and what all they can do with this additional entrepreneurial training, financing and savings. Dayavati and Chandra could dig more wells, install standby electric generators to supply water even during power cuts, hire or even purchase small mobile trucks to distribute reverse osmosis treated water to other villages. Some of these women could even execute their plans on diversifying their water operations and do so much more if properly trained. Ultimately, rural water schemes can continue to be supported even after the ADB's original financing has been completed. I believe that combining solutions from different sectoral projects within ADB could unlock the potential to address many issues in rural development. The idea of linking ADB's SME credit line and the rooftop solar projects are just two of many possibilities to innovatively address problems in the water, women and rural entrepreneurial context in Sri Lanka. We have already begun to plan the next steps in this space. Imagine the endless opportunities and insights that could come our way if more and more practical links could be established between different ADB projects. Thank you.